This is Monfalcone in Italy, and I'm here to have a look at the First World War trenches and positions. It's the railway station on the right, as you can see, and further to the right is the town. This is on the outskirts of the town. Monfalcone was captured by the Italians on the 9th of June 1915. That is to say, only a couple of weeks or so after the war started. Italy declared war on Austria on the 24th, the invasion happened on the 25th of May, and the Austrians abandoned the plain into positions in the heights, in the foothills of the Alps, which they'd earlier prepared. Train from Trieste. No idea where it's going. What we're about to see now is a support trench. So the front line would have been a little bit over to my right, and this trench would of course have been used as support for should there be an Austrian breakthrough on the other side. Now here we have a dugout. Now this, as you no doubt saw as I came in here, has been conserved, and this is thanks to European Union money from 2000-2006, but it had been conserved for quite a long time before that. Now a dugout would always be facing the enemy. The reason for that is that shells would come in like that. See, Blackadder goes forth, the dugout is on the wrong side of the trench, but I'm sure the Blackadder goes forth is absolutely accurate in many other ways. And here, ooh, no shortage of insects though, so I won't bother too much with that. You see the car stroke here. Imagine the effort to build something like this, particularly if one were under fire. And at the top, we've got crenellations. The use of the mace, for example, the use of knives, bits of metal, even stones, going back to medieval warfare. Position here for a machine gun, probably. I suspect that may once have been underground. Don't know. Now it's a lovely day today, with the exception of the insects, but when it's raining, though I don't suppose there's been too much of a problem with mud as there was in the Western Front, where there you had waterlogged ground. Here there were other problems. You can imagine those shell bursts on this type of rock here, how they would send bits of rock flying all over the place. Again, crenellations at the firing pit. You can see how the crenellations have been placed slightly to the left or the right of the stones to enable firing. Out. background bit here. There's a button, hopefully I won't be using that. It's not very high. Let's get some light on. Now another film I put up, don't go into caves by yourself. Can't see what I'm doing. I think it comes to a dead end. Well, I can't quite see. I wouldn't fancy being under here and being under fire. There's something down there, and what's down here? Oh, it goes down further. Actually, I don't really recommend this for people who are, well, first claustrophobic, but more at the point not so sure on their feet. What's down there? Oh, I wouldn't fancy falling down there. But what a structure. What work to do all this. I'm now at the bottom of the cave, and I think, unless something goes down here. No. I can see the attraction in coming down places like this. I always thought cavers were stupid, but wow, you see something like this, it makes it all more interesting. Now this is a natural cave. Oh, that goes in further down. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't. And there's two of them along here. Oh dear. Just got my new jumper dirty. Right. So you can see the light coming down from outside. This is just natural light from up there. You've got to be relatively fit though. Not suggesting that I am. Oh, you can see the wall is reinforced. I do feel I'm not as fit as I used to be. Well, there's the way out. I'll have a quick look though down. What's down here? A wall. So that's the way out. So you have the date, 21st of March 1916. Less than 2 weeks ago, it was 100 years old. Now next problem is this, how do I get out? We'll be locked in. I'm locked in the cave. Ah, I got out. I once got locked in at Majdanek concentration camp. In fact, there were 3 of us. There was a couple and me. Anyway, so he went over first. I helped his partner over one side, he helped her over the other side, and then I went over last. Dug out. Another cave system here. This one's much more difficult to climb down. This one clearly was not repaired, or maybe it's in the process of being repaired because there's some scaffolding there. So we've got scaffolding up there, and we'll see what else is down here. Right, the scaffolding's in the way, but let's have a look. Oh, it's a dead end. Dead end. At the entrance there's warnings about adders. Maybe having been in California, I've got a bit less worried about adders. Seeing their warnings about rattlesnakes. The thing that or at least I'm thinking about here, is the amount of human labour that went in to building this, and couldn't something better have been done with it? Building roads which people could have used, hospitals, allowing people free time, quality of life. And what was the point of it all? This war, speaking to somebody now from the area, and he said, okay, well, Italians took all this land here, the Austrians built the railway, the Austrians built the canal, what happened afterwards? And this is a thing, nationalism, what good does it do? The thing that's going through my mind now is that many people have been interested in the centenary of World War I, but not many people are likely to actually come here. Even at Ready Puglia, I might have expected a few more people, given that today is a Saturday. Here, well, this area isn't particularly well known, but I think this is certainly something worth visiting, and I hope I've actually given you an idea of that it's worth visiting as well. I can see that there's a trench comes to end down there, so let's come up this way, and it continues down there. Now this is a position. I've got trenches on the left and on the right. Quite outstanding, really. So much of it's been saved. You can, at other places I know of, we can see trenches. Actually, just outside of Łódź, you can still see trenches. That was from 1914, 1950. I can see it's a bit overgrown, so I won't continue any further, but I'm sure that's given a very good idea of what can be seen here. I can see even down there as well. This is definitely worth a full day. Best with a guide, of course, someone knows what they're doing, talking about. I didn't come correctly clothed either, which didn't really help matters. I put on, I took off my dirty clothes, thinking that no, I'm not going to be doing any hiking or anything today, and put on clean stuff. And when you're living in a van, you've got to be a bit more cautious when you put on your clean stuff. And anyway, never mind. Gives an idea from above. One thing I'm glad about is that the forest has reclaimed its territory. Even though I can see that some of these trees aren't really all that old. Don't know much about trees, but to my eye, I can't see trees that are more than 30 years old. As I said earlier, Monfalcone was captured by the Italians on the 7th of June 1915, and it was lost, or I should say evacuated, on the 27th of October 1917 in the aftermath of Caporetto, as the Italian armies in this sector of the front risked being surrounded. They pulled back to the Piave River. And after all this exercise, I'm starting to think of my meal when I get back. And what I've got is I've got some chard, which I'm going to steam, lightly steam, and I'm going to have with that, I'll probably put a little bit of hot pepper on it as well. And cheese, of course. I was trying to buy some Parmigiano yesterday, couldn't find any. Got something else. And after that, I think I've got some mozzarella. I bought, cost $1.80, so I'm expecting it to be 3 times or 2.5 times more than you pay in a supermarket. But I bought from a local producer, so I'm expecting that to be okay. And I've got some little tomatoes. And I think that'll do. Oh, and tangerines to follow, or mandarins I should say. So even if you can hear the railway station. I'm back at my bike, and as I only saw one person, I could probably have left it here without putting the chain on.